Nonprofit group Trees Columbus announcing the initiative today at Lake Bottom Park. Working with the city, they will evaluate trees along public rights-of-ways.
We are losing tree canopy. We're losing tree canopy to age, to storms, just like the one we had yesterday, to development. And so we needed to come up with an innovative approach to how we deal with this issue.
It is a tree jamboree. We came up with Tree Jamboree because we wanted, it just gives it a fun kind of name. And you know, we want it to be a fun event, but we also want it to be an educational event. That is where an insect has injured that tree, and it made that little ball right there. We are at Fort Benning in Columbus, Georgia. It's one of the largest military bases in the U.S. and they celebrated their 100th year anniversary this year. So they wanted to plant 100 trees, and so they contacted Trees Columbus, and we helped them plant them.
Plant, preserve, and protect trees. That's what our organization does, and that's what we've done for 19 years now.
You know, there are only three of us, but the roles tend to break out where Candace does administration, Paige does the events and some of the fundraising.
Yeah, I have no clue. I'm still not getting it.
And then I do the education programs, planting programs, advocacy.
I'm putting my moss in your fruit.
Okay. Oh, how about you put it in my pocket?
Why?
Because in my purse, I'll get bugs in my purse. And then we brought George in when we started this canopy restoration project because we needed a certified arborist.
And I'm thinking that a deer came in here and was rubbing on that thing.
Deer's been messing with our trees. I think one of the things George and I have learned is that the nonprofit tree business, it really is about dealing with people.
Well, and the other thing that the non-for-profit brings into it that the city can't is we can engage private citizens. We can go and plant trees on private property.
This new fence is courtesy of the last time this tree.
Yeah, I don't know that we really want to spend a lot of time under this tree.
2 years ago, this was a garage.
Yeah.
It was a freestanding garage, and it dropped that big branch up there straight on top of it.
We were laughing because before we came out, we said, let's get the Canopy Keepers report from Garrett's yard. So I pulled it out of and it just said, ouch. And I thought,
that's like an F report card.
Oh, this thing's a disaster.
You say disaster?
I would be worried about that big branch falling off.
Right.
It's not getting nutrients. If it was a city tree, I'd put it down as a priority one.
I'm concerned because I don't know how much it's going to cost to take this thing down.
I mean, what you want to do is make the tree safe. You can go up there and cut these major limbs off.
and you could always plant something else
Right.
after you get the big limbs off. But it sounds to me, George, like the recommendation is
Sounds fun.
Hate to be the bearer of bad news.
Yeah.
A lot of citizens don't realize they might have some big deadwood in their tree. And so this big limb falls down, just like Garrett was talking about a little while ago, and they're not aware of the fact that somebody can go up and actually prune that wood out of their tree, and the tree's perfectly fine. You know, we want you to realize that, you know, there's things that even though these trees are getting older, there's things that we can do to prolong their lives.
I'm excited because I think this is a real way to showcase what we really do.
I feel great about it. Always worry about turnout. Did we do enough? Obviously, it being a first-time event, it's going to be a little stressful. But I think that the chemistry that we have at Trees really reduces that stress level. For Tree Fun! don't want to give people the impression that I work.
Welcome to everybody, and glad you're here. This is going to be a fun day. We've got a lot of vendors here. We've got Girl Scout cookies. Y'all please buy you some, because believe me, I done bought my fair share. So anyway, I want to introduce our mayor of this fine city of Columbus. He is a super guy. I'm glad to have him leading our city now. So if y'all give it up for Skip Henderson.
We are committed to do our part to partnering with the amazing folks from Trees Columbus, and many of you are volunteers with them, to do our part to make sure that Columbus remains a Tree City USA and remains a very special community because of the way we look after some of these trees. So
the first thing that we're going to do is a demonstration down here on an oak tree. We've got two gentlemen from New Urban Forestry out of Athens, Georgia, that are going to do show you how a tree climber climbs trees without spikes, without a bucket truck. He just throws a rope up in the tree and goes up and starts pruning it. And if you've never seen this, it's quite exciting.
As he mentioned, I'm Sean Doonan of New Urban Forestry in Athens. We're a tree care company. What we're going to do is what's called a tree climbing demonstration.
You remember all those old TV commercials where they say, don't try this at home? Now, I know all of you are going to be tempted to go home and do this afternoon, but don't try it at home.
it is my honor to issue this proclamation, and it reads as follows. Whereas Columbus, Georgia was the first city in the state of Georgia to earn the certification as a Tree City USA, and whereas trees in our city increase property value, enhance the economic vitality of business areas, beautify our community, and are a source of joy and spiritual renewal. Now therefore, I, Skip Henderson, Mayor of Columbus, Georgia, do hereby proclaim Saturday, February 16, 2019 as Arbor Day.
This initiative ensures that my children and my children's children will be able to enjoy that tree canopy.
And so it's important for us to take individual responsibility as well as collective responsibility to make sure that we are doing what we can to take care of what gives us life, and that is our environment.
If you don't know anything about trees, I hope you learn at least what trees are.
We had 97 sweet gumballs, so that's a 78.
Trees don't grow as fast as grass. It takes years for them to grow and become the beautiful things you see here in this park.
What I actually did was contact the base about doing a centennial tree planting.
This is probably the one that was taking blueberry dukes on my car.
We should put it in the freezer with the woodpecker.
You're gonna freeze your birds?
She's had a woodpecker in the freezer for about 5 years.
That's weird, Paige.
I know.
You can just chunk them in the bush over there.